You also may know me from TikTok. I put a lot of content on TikTok, all over the place.
Kind of a big deal on TikTok.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, 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 no.
As far as I'm concerned, both of you are TikTok famous. Everyone I follow on TikTok
Absolutely not.
is TikTok famous. I don't care how many followers you have. If I follow you, you're okay. That sounds. I guess that's messed up. If I don't follow people that are not famous, but legit,
Wow,
like
ego on this guy.
yeah. On that guy, did you guys see that one TikTok where the dude was like, if you don't follow other people back, I don't trust you. I follow everybody. It was basically follow for follow, but he doesn't trust people that don't have a high follower count. It's like, I'm not going to.
Oh, I saw this. I did see this.
That's insane, right?
I follow like 300 people. That's all.
Yeah.
I think I just broke 100 people that I'm following like the other day.
Let me see how many I actually follow.
Like, I think I'm at like 101.
Yeah. It's,
I don't know.
I don't think it's a.
I follow 217 people against like 5,000 followers, and it's like,
yeah,
shame.
I knew I would get dragged if I spoke to that guy.
There is zero cause for me to follow every single person who has followed my account. Like, that's absurd.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. That's follow for follow.
Oh, it's I don't. You don't have to follow me. There's plenty of people I don't follow on Twitch. Like I follow everyone on social media, but there's tons of people, and I'm not going to say who because I know some people get butthurt about it, but Twitch isn't my main interaction platform. Like I love Twitch, and I know that's where it counts for a lot of people, but I love interacting on social media. Am I a bad guy, you guys? Am I a bad guy for not following people on Twitch?
No, because what it comes down to is everybody has their own preferred piece of social media. Like, everybody says that they're on every piece of social media, but like everybody has their preferred piece of social media. For me personally, like I have the energy and attention span to be able to like fully focus on one, maybe two forms of social media outside of Twitch. And like, that's it. Like my Instagram has not been updated since like PAX East of like 2018, 2017. So
I was
like,
gonna say, I went there the other day and I was just like,
yeah,
oh, this is
it's very old. And like, part of it is also like, I don't do enough interesting. I mean, none of us really right now because we're all staying home, right?
Yeah.
But like, you know, like I don't go out. I don't like, you know, I'm not going out and like spending $800 on brunch and like snapping an Insta, you know, of that, whatever. Like, so like, I don't personally, like, I don't have that mindset of like, oh God, this is so cool. Better post this on socials. You know, like that is probably the old person in me. Because like,
hey, I want to say we're all mostly the same age. I don't know anyone's ages. I act like I'm 12.
Though, like I am not like I don't have that instinct, you know, of like, oh my God, my waiter just put my food in front of me. I better snap a picture for Instagram, you know? And there are some people like the real, like social media wizards. Like they're the ones who are just like on this.
Yes.
You know, like this is perfect for Instagram. This is perfect for Twitter. This is perfect for Snapchat, whatever. Like I don't have that instinct and it's tough.
Jumping on that, Corp, what were you doing outside of TikTok? Did you dial in all on TikTok? Like when you were thinking of your stream for social media, was it all TikTok or do you think, how can I work this for Instagram? Because I know, like I said, your TikTok has been popping off especially with all the tie-in glasses stuff, but was that a focus?
Yeah, so I think I started streaming and had a very similar mindset before I learned that I would just grow on Twitch. I'll start Twitch and I'll grow there. And then as I heard through 5 million Twitch Talk tip advices, you have to grow on other platforms. So I started by looking at what platforms gave me the biggest opportunity in the shortest amount of time. Yeah. So I was like, okay, well, TikTok has the biggest opportunity in modern history of social media to go viral. So, or at least have a lot of eyes on a piece of content at any given time. So why not just use these short form platforms to then drive people through? Because if they like a snippet of something, if they like 60 seconds of something that's an Instagram reel or it's a YouTube short, they are more likely to want to come actually watch and consume some long form content, I think, than have to go through maybe a 15-minute clip on YouTube. And also for me, it takes a long time to edit videos, and that's a bigger time investment for a slower burn on getting viewers over to Twitch.
That clickover rate is the trick. That clickover rate from TikTok to Twitch. What is it? Hey, anybody in chat, what's the trick?
If if you know it, you will become a millionaire.
Yeah, really.
I think like I've started tracking it, and I have a command in my chat now that I track people who come from TikTok and say hello, I'm from TikTok, and it's because otherwise I can't track anybody offline followers. It's like, hi, I saw your TikToks. I'm like, you actually went through so many steps to get here in the grand scheme of like how people consume media on the internet, and it's like you went to a different platform, you searched my name on Twitch, you then saw if I was live or not, and then you followed me, and then you came in and spoke to me, which is amazing. Like having to get click-throughs like that, which is one of the reasons why my link in my bio is just a Twitch link. It's not a Beacons or a Linktree or a Solo, because my main aim is to move people to the stream. My other social platforms I'm not pushing at the minute, so it's just come to the stream, and then we'll go from there.
True. Also, Kat is now Kat, correct me if I'm wrong. You're doing social media marketing in some sense. That's your new job, right? You got to promote exclusives through TikTok that drive people to your Twitch channel. And I think that's specific. Like you said, your Twitch link is your link. Mine goes to my website. So maybe that's also a hit. Also, Girl Thulu is apparently collecting analytics on it. Real quick.
I'm a digital growth hacker. Okay, Kat, I need to hire you.
Yeah, she just got the job, so I'm going to be having a lot of conversations in Kat's Discord. Hey, Kat, get me a job. But okay, so how did you? When did that conversation happen between you two, and how did that come about? How did you two meet? Because once again, if you guys don't start a podcast, I'm going to scream. I'm going to scream.
How long ago was it? A couple of months ago?
Was it even like a month ago or something? It wasn't that long ago, I don't think. Time is time is an illusion at this point.
But yeah, maybe like February time, I think. I was streaming, but Nubbins, you and I have been speaking on TikTok about TikTok and Twitch talks and stuff like this, and actually commenting on each other's things and things like that. And then one day you came into stream, and I was on the topic of commercializing Twitch. And as a construct, is that a bad thing? And should you do that? And then Nubbins like, I have some ideas about this. And I was like, do you want to join me and talk about this? And then we spoke for 3 hours about everything, literally everything, from the S words to what males can do to help women, and men's mental health and all this sort of stuff, haircuts and everything. And it just went from there. So yeah, me and Nubbins have probably known each other for a couple of months.
Got it. Nubbins, since you've been on TikTok, have you noticed that connections are easier to make through TikTok? Since being introduced to that? Because me personally, I think TikTok has opened me up from an introvert to an extrovert completely. As you guys can tell, I have all notifications on for you guys, so I'm usually one of the first people to comment on your post like a creep. But do you think it's you've been able to make stronger connections through TikTok?
Yeah, I think a lot of that though does come down to sort of the innate discoverability of TikTok and like allowing new people to find your stuff, because like before TikTok, it was Instagram and Twitter. Like those were the two biggest things. And for Twitter, you were reliant on people making their own lists, checking hashtags. For Instagram is the same thing, like browsing hashtags. Like you could go into the discover section, but let's be honest, the vast majority of people who are on Instagram are just watching their feed. They're not like really browsing through, the recommended whatever. And even then, the likelihood that you get a follow off of that is extremely low. Yeah. Right. So TikTok has a really unique ability to basically, and this is going to kind of sound bad, but force content on people, right? It's not like YouTube where, hey, here's a recommended video based off the video that you just watched. If you don't click on it, sucks. The For You page is literally, you're going to sit here and you're going to watch this now. And if you don't like it, scroll away. But this is the next video and you don't have a choice about it.
Yep.
And because of that, that's allowed like a lot of new people to connect with me. As far as like ease of connection, I feel like, I don't know, I'll toot my own horn a little bit. I feel like I'm a relatively easy guy to get along with. So like, I don't think that like I've ever like really had trouble connecting with people. And I don't think TikTok's like really changed that, but it's definitely like opened up that horizon to connect with way more people than I would have previously. Yeah. Like based off my older social media strategy. So like, yeah, I sing the praises of TikTok to every single content creator that I know because it's insane. Like it's the model that they've built is actually nuts.
I can't believe, like I said, I've met so many and gotten genuine, and I was standoffish. I think I mentioned this before with you, Corp. In the beginning of TikTok, I got on. I was just like, "Who are all of these people?"
Yeah.
And that's who I am as a that's who I am as a person. Like,
Mhm.
who are all these people giving tips and advice? I just come into it like everybody's a grifter. I'm just in here. And,
Mhm.
who are all these people? But now I've completely
actually,
around.
That's a good segue, and I know like I've had my time and I was late, so I'm sorry.
No, you're good. That's why I want it even more because time
I'm not
zones.
leaving. but that's a good segue into how you approach the topic of Twitch talk
Yeah.
versus how somebody like April approached it.
Yeah.
And I think because, and it's interesting, and this is no slander on him because his content that he was putting out there, and I know some of the things that went on behind the scenes, and that is absolutely abhorrent, and that should never have been pointed at anybody like that. The type of abuse that he received,
Yeah.
And it extended far past comments on a piece of content, which is disgusting.
Yeah.
But I think the way that people come into Twitch talk and they go, these ideas are stupid, but then they actually like back it up and do something themselves that's different. Abel actually did that, and his content that he was about to put out there, I'm sure, was going to be different from a lot of people because the pieces that I saw, the second post he did about, I think it was around A/B testing of content.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, applying this theory to Twitch tips and Twitch content and TikTok content is a great theory to apply to it. A lot of people do just post a lot and see what hits, but A/B testing in the scheme of things and how you apply that logic to it is a very smart way of thinking about Twitch and TikTok. His issue was he'd already kicked the door down of a stranger's house and shit on the doormat, and nobody wanted to listen to it, which is an issue. And it's, people were in that house like getting along very nicely, and then they're like, "Oh, get out." So, but I think if he'd approached that in a slightly different, I don't know if it's immaturity. I hate attributing things to age.
Yeah.
I think it's just sensitivity around a forum like TikTok because it's so snappy and the way people react to content is very quick.
Yep.
So you're gonna get you might get chewed out really quickly just as much as you'll get all the affection from people.
I think like mcqueen mentions a lot is he kind of knew what he was doing. I just don't think he expected the backlash that he got for it, which he came in guns swinging. Maybe. What do you think, Nubbins? We got to shake.
So I mean, like I've seen this.
I mean, I can call him right now. We can have him on.
Well, no, I mean, like I've seen this kind of semi-worrying trend, and this, I know this is going to sound like really like parental of me, I guess, but like I've seen this really worrying trend of like, get fame at all costs. Like you unfortunately and honestly, like fuck it, I'll say it. Like I blame Jake Paul and Logan Paul for this shit.
100%.
Like this whole like I'm gonna say what I want to cause controversy to get clicks and views. I can't stand the fact that content creation has gone in this direction because younger people are going to see that kind of content, because let's be serious, like the majority of the people who watch Jake and Logan Paul are like under the age of 10, right? Like let's be serious. So the vast majority of those people are going to see that kind of content, see that like give no fucks attitude, see that like, and see it working for them. Oh, this person was what, like all of those stupid like YouTube prank gone sexual bullshit, like all of that. Like they're gonna watch all of that shit and see like millions of views and be like, this is the way. And this is exactly how you get into that situation where that guy literally yelled at his girlfriend to shoot him in the chest, like with a. Do you hear about this? Oh, this was like a year ago.
Yeah.
This was like 2 years ago. Like he basically screamed at his girlfriend to shoot at him with a live gun, and he'd hold a book up in front of him, and she ended up killing him. But it literally goes back to that idea of like must go viral at all costs, must get clicks at all costs. Don't care how many bridges you burn down. And like this is like, yeah, okay, like I'm not going to sit here and say that getting a clip posted to live stream fails and having it get hundreds of thousands of views isn't like, yes, there are people who have seen success off of that. But then you also get incidences of people like Ice Poseidon, who built one of the most toxic communities on Twitch.
Yeah.
And literally had to reap those consequences off of that.
Yeah.
You know? So like I hate this trend moving to like of you know, being a savage or a maverick or whatever the hell term they want to staple onto it. I can't stand it, because that is no way to act within a society, within any sort of civilization.
Yeah.
That kind of behavior is, you know, harmful at worst, and just pure abhorrent at best. So like, you know, like, yes, we can talk about how, you know, the splash that he made when he came into the Twitch talk sphere, for sure. And again, like, you know, to reiterate that point, I don't agree with ever sending anyone death threats. I don't even really like attacking people personally. You know, I will absolutely criticize somebody's content, but
yeah,
I don't like attacking people. And
that's what I learned,
you know,
quickly with the Catliente stuff. Is I came in hot because I didn't know anything, and then I had to double back and go, this isn't how, like like you said earlier, is exactly what you said. It's about the content. There's attacking someone can't be. It's anyway. Go on. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
No, go ahead.
I think on Cheese Point, actually, with the whole Jake Paul, Logan Paul things,
yeah,
people don't realize that is a very orchestrated character that a lot of these people play. I mean, Logan Paul and Jake Paul have probably been doing it so long that is actually their personality, and that's actually who they are as individuals.
Yeah.
But a lot of this is a character, and a lot of this is a caricature of what they think either they want people to follow them for, or they've seen other people be successful for. It's a little bit like the clip that's going around of Cat's Plays at the moment, the streamer where she's like, if you don't sub to me, then you're poor. And people look at it and go, oh my God, like, this is like, it's obvious it's a character. Like, she's playing a character, but like, it's got the notoriety, it's got the attention, and, you know, I'm sure she's done well out of it. But is that harmful to her long-term community that she might now garner from that type of content as well? Like, there's a lot of caricatures, a lot of people who wear masks on social media and on Twitch and TikTok, and I think there's seeing through it is maybe a maturity thing, or just experience and time spent on these type of platforms that you learn about what people are genuinely like.
I know that
like,
they brought that up on chat. But go on.
As somebody though who's like very much a what you see is what you get type of streamer, I've always had trouble with characters, especially looking at, like, let's say Dr. Disrespect, mostly because, like, yes, okay, a character can be an amplification of your personality, but I do believe that inherently these characters are based off of how they are in person. I don't believe that any of these, especially the people who hide behind it as an excuse, like, oh, it's not really me. Like, I wouldn't say that. It's just the character of Dr. Disrespect saying that. Like, is it though? Because if it is truly divorced from who your personality, then congratulations. Like, you should be a professional actor.
I was like, well, that's just it. That right there is the fact. Live streaming to me is a different beast. I think live streaming thrives personally in a genuine way, being genuine of who you are on stream. You can be an actor and play that character because that's what you do. Maybe a VTuber, maybe like Poppy Fubar is one of my favorite VTubers, and he is quote unquote a dick on stream. He's like, give me your primes. I live off your primes. But he's playing a character. It's full front, and just small stuff like that, like the girl who we mentioned earlier was like, it takes $5 at Prime, or like beg for it, and that was part of the shtick. It's like, how, first of all, guys, if you're, who are the people actually spending money on that? Do you want to see this succeed? It's the problem is people feed into it too. But I think live streaming in particular begs, in my opinion, to be as genuine as possible. That's where personally I will spend most of my time. And also, it doesn't get messy, because if you start thinking like, oh, I'm just a guy who shit talks, it's like, but do you want to be? And is that a good look for your community? Because it'll end up, who are you surrounding yourself with? Because then you'll just be surrounded by a bunch of trolls, which is not good looks. It's not good looks, you guys.
No, I think I've had this conversation with myself, like internally, as a dialogue about what I want my brand to be, and this CorporateBrit, which I started the name as basically an ironic name because I work in the corporate world and gaming is an escapism for me. Yeah. And that was the whole irony around the name. So I then thought to myself, do I become a character? Do I have a character? Do I be somebody who is the CEO of my own channel? And do I act very corporate in a way that I interact with my audience? But then I realized that that is very tiring as a long-term strategy. And Cheese Discord is fantastic, and it's themed around an office, and it's themed around a company and a business and a corporation, and that's great. But Chi doesn't play a character of the corporation. Chi is simply, playing. He's looking after that Discord. That is the Discord in itself. It is its own thing. That is not Chi. But I think for me, and I was like, and I think with the suit and tie thing, it's a little bit of that. But I'm not then on stream doing like PowerPoint presentations and looking P&L and things like that. I'm not doing things like that.
I don't know, guys. That might be a YouTube segment. We might have to force them into it at this point. But no, like what you're saying.
P&L of Twitch growth. Yeah.
Here's the look at that though. That is what you did was completely organic. Like you clearly people know you for that little bit now, or they have that, but it's not your full personality. It was an organic inside joke that sort of happened between us, and that's perfect. But people that come in guns a blazing and are just Dr. Disrespect is the only one that comes to mind for some reason. But if that's your whole stick, you have to dial in. I think that's what somebody mentioned in chat was also, how do you transition from that character to the actual content? It's almost forcing you into that box.
Yeah.
Exactly you don't.
You don't.
No.
Yeah.
You don't.
You're either all in or you're not, because otherwise holes get poked in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure. Board of directors.
Like literally the only character streamer that I know of whose content I really enjoyed was say Heyrocco. If you're familiar with them, I believe the character of Rocco is a cat puppet. Okay. I believe he is a cat puppet, even though the person who voices Rocco and like puppets Rocco is female, I believe.
Okay.
But like this is the only character streamer that I've ever felt like, oh, okay, this is like the character of Rocco, because Rocco was like fleshed out and like understood that like, okay, the cat, he's a boy, his name is Rocco, he plays Sea of Thieves. And it's really cool that I want to say pair of people were able to do, because I'm not sure that one can actually manage to run a puppet and play a game at the same time. If so, that is incredibly impressive. But and to this day, I don't know how they pull that stream off. But like that is the only time I've ever been like, oh, okay, that's a character.
Yeah.
Even with VTubers to a certain extent, and maybe that's just because VTubing again still feels very like one-to-one on the character that they are presenting.
Yeah.
The only time where I think, say Heyrocco is like the only time I've ever been like, that's a character that is completely divorced from the people who are playing the game. They are completely separate.
I'm starting to think, like I mentioned Poppy Fubar before. I think there's still a big blend of who he is in his character, but it's a weird science. It's a very, very weird science if you try and incorporate a character into your stream.
That VTuber scene is something that I'm not like au fait with. But I have seen one that is, she has a character that's sat at like a desk and there's a massive screen in front of her. I don't know what her name is.
CodeMiko?
CodeMiko, that's it. Yeah. And I've watched like TikTok clips of that before, and the content is hilarious. Like it's just this like very explicit content that's funny and that side of things. But then you see her with her motion capture suit on, and then she's completely different as an individual, I think, at least, and the way she represents and shows herself, and she puts herself on camera sometimes. Like if you're going to be a character in a VTube world, maybe you'd never show yourself. I don't know.
It's a mix because yeah, she says it herself. Like CodeMiko is the character. She's brash.
Yeah.
Brash, is that the right word?
Brash,
Brash.
yeah.
Brash.
Yeah.
Like she's explicit. CodeMiko is a whole, oh my God. I could go off on a 40-hour rant with CodeMiko. It's such a unique case where she's doing something unique. She's doing what I'm doing, but with a twist. They yank and pull like Ludwig. They yank and twist. Like she started getting popping off because she has the VTuber, but even that wasn't. And then she started introducing the fact that for her character is raunchy, and you can start throwing anything at the character. You could kill her on screen. You could throw dead body. Like that was the whole point. God, I could go into it, but yeah, it's that polarizing. But then she built it all on her character, and people wanted to know her. So it's once again, it's a science. They're like, who's the engineer? Those apparently do less, but that's fine because people know CodeMiko for the chaos. She started getting all of her success through that interaction through CodeMiko. So it's
Arguably, though, she brilliantly also wrote herself into like CodeMiko's narrative.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That was the biggest thing, is that, you know, her in her mocap suit is known as the technician.
Yep.
You know, she is still not technically herself.
Yep.
She is the person pulling the strings of the puppet known as CodeMiko.
Yep. It's all
or
story.
something along those lines, you know? So like she's even then, like arguably she's not her. Like I still don't know what her name is. But
I knew it at one point. Yeah, I don't even know. It's just CodeMiko and the engineer, the technician. Yeah.
Yeah, but like she's written herself into her own lore, which is what's like really, really cool about that, you know?
Yeah.